Alright, y'all, I feel like I'm pretty long overdue for this, so I decided I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Everything that you see on screen right here, including the Demoniacal Abomination figure, can be yours. Just make sure you stick around to the end of the video so that I can give you the instructions. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this review. What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. As you guys can see, today we're going to be taking a look at the Demoniacal Abomination, which is basically an SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Goku clone, and this is original to the Dragon Ball FighterZ game. So if you've played that, then you should know all about this thing. I don't remember the exact story, but I thought it was a very interesting concept. Didn't really like the execution of it, but that is another story. Now anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at that sexy packaging so we can bust this figure out and see what it's all about. Now, something about Demoniacal Fit's uncanny sexy packaging is just something that I really enjoy. It's very simple, it's plain, but I do love the art that they go with. Like this silhouette right here of the figure, I really love the look of that, especially how you can see the white in the eyes. That's pretty dope. You do have the window packaging. It says Demoniacal Abomination. Abomination right there. At the bottom, it just says Abomination with the completed image to what's on the top. It does show him right here. Another silhouette. I really love how they go about that. Abomination right there. Then of course on the back you do have the figure and some of the poses that you can get him into, and then at the bottom, as you guys can see, you do have Demoniacal Fit and all of their social media. So if you want to check them out, feel free to do that. But anyway, putting this back down, let's go ahead and bust this open because everyone wants to know what's inside. Now, straight out of the packaging, here we have the most interesting Dragon Ball figure released to date. Even back then, I thought that the Xenoverse Time Patroller and Xenoverse Trunks that were released, I thought that those were very awkward choices to make, but I think this one is even more awkward just because FighterZ isn't really a game that you hear much about anymore. I do know that there's still a ton of people playing it, but it's just, this was very, very random. It's cool and all, but it's just like it kind of came out of nowhere. Now, that being said, it does look good. It's very reminiscent to the character from the game, which basically it's nothing more than a 2.0 Goku Super Saiyan Blue repaint. And then, of course, they changed the belt. But in terms of the look, if you have played the game, then you know that these clones have like a dull skin tone, and even their Super Saiyan transformations, the yellow in it, or gold, whichever you want to call it, it's a little dull as well, and they executed that nicely. For whatever reason, the clothing on them is different also. So you do have this black for Goku, and then you have this maroon color red, which I think looks really good. And now something is bothering me that I didn't even think about. This is a personal thing. It's not anything wrong with the figure, but I hate how this is like a dark maroon and this is a very like bright red. Not bright, but brighter, and I'm like, oh man, that doesn't really match. But I don't know, black and red is like my favorite color combination, and so that kind of throws me off. But also it's a little bit more gray. It's not like a complete black, but yeah, anyway, it looks good. Once again, it's just a repaint entirely. And as far as the joints go for this one, I really do feel like Demoniacal Fit is improving greatly, because some of their older figures were so disappointing. I would get them out of the package, they would fall apart. This one I've already played with quite a bit. I've taken some shots, posed them around, and I've really had no issues with it. There are some things I do want to discuss about the joints. They do have their own particular ball peg. It probably looks like the SH Figuarts from this point of view, but it's not. It's their own peg that they use. I can guarantee you the authentic version will have a different one. It might be a little more sturdy, it might not, but either way, this one works just fine. You won't have any issues with it. It's not like I feel like it's going to break or anything, but I did want to throw that out there. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool from front to back. There's nothing wrong with the figure. It's just, it's another Goku release, basically. But that being said, let's go ahead and put him back and see how tall he stands. That way we can go ahead and get into the articulation. Now, for the height of this figure, to the top of his forehead, he's right at about 5¼ inches tall. To the top of his hair, he's actually closer to 6.5. So the hair definitely makes him tall. But of course, that's accurate to Goku's Super Saiyan hair sculpt. That's exactly how it looks, so that's fine. And of course, we will be doing some size comparisons later, just in case you want to see how he fits in with other Dragon Ball figures. Articulation wise, Goku does look up that much, which is probably the best you've seen on a Goku figure actually. And with the way that the eyes are painted on, it actually looks like he's looking up into the air. He looks down about that much. The chin does touch the neck, and it doesn't look like you have that problem where the face sculpt comes off. But I did pull the head off on purpose because I wanted to show you guys this. They do also have their own neck peg. I forgot to mention that earlier, which is why I showed it now. It is a very, very, very small peg. I don't feel like it's going to break or anything, but it is to be noted. As you guys could hear, it did click on. You do still get your tilt and everything, get a lot of movement at the neck, so you can get some expression out of this guy, which is necessary because these clones usually have their heads tilted before they go to battle. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. As far as the arms, if you move them around, they can go up and out about that much. But with this piece right here, this floating piece, it does hinder the articulation. So in order for you to get certain poses, you will have to kind of move that around, and it will look weird depending on the angle. But we know this already. It's typical Goku figure. But you do get a butterfly joint. You can bring his arms in about that much, so flying poses won't be a problem. You do have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. Hands are on a ball peg, as I showed earlier. You can move them around just fine. He does have a diaphragm joint, which works very well. Actually, better than I thought it was going to. Now, as far as leaning back, he can lean back about that much. He can crunch forward, not too much at all. Most of it is going to come out of the waist, which you're not going to get a whole lot out of either. But you can get him to lean forward just a little bit more. And you can actually get him to lean back. Not a whole lot, but just enough. It does work. Of course, you do get all kinds of twists and turns, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can turn him at the waist as well. Now, as far as the legs go, he kicks forward about that much, kicks back all the way. He can do the splits about that much. I don't want to push it any further. You probably could, but as you can see that the leg is tucking into the thigh piece, so I'm not even going to do that. But speaking of thigh, you do get thigh swivel, no problem whatsoever. Double jointed knees, same knee we've been getting. The foot goes down about that much, up about that much. You get very little ankle rocker, but it is there. And then you do have a very, very stiff toe hinge. So articulation wise, pretty much the same thing that you get with any of your Goku figures. I will say though, Demoniacal Fit has really upped their plastic and quality control. So if you get this figure and you want to pose him right out of the package, I would recommend putting him in some hot water just to kind of loosen up those joints just a little bit. Moving on to accessories, you don't really get much with this guy, but that is to be expected because you don't really get much out of him in the video game also. He pretty much just stands there with a stern face, and his expression changes only when he fights. But of course, you do get the default face, which I think looks very well. It does have that hint of evil Goku to it, and the red eyes I really think make it pop. You do get a pair of fist hands, which is necessary for every Dragon Ball figure. You do get a smirking face, which looks really good. You get a teeth gritted face, and you also get a yelling Kamehameha, powering up, whatever you want to use it for face. Now, as far as hands go, you get a pair of blast hands. You get a instant transmission hand, just one. You get a pair of martial arts hands, and these are signatures to Goku. And lastly, you do get the Kamehameha or charging, whatever you want to use them for hands. And that's pretty much the extent of what you get with this figure. Honestly, I think it's the exact same amount of accessories that you do get with the Tamashii Nations version, so I'm not going to complain about that. It's usually pretty lackluster when it comes to Goku figures anyway. Moving on to some size comparisons, I'm not going to do a whole lot just because this one's going to be one that's pretty easy to get the gist of. Here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku and the SH Figuarts 2.0 Super Saiyan or Super Vegeta, and the head sculpt is from the Demoniacal Fit. Next up, here he is standing next to an SH Figuarts 2.0 or Resurrection F Final Form Frieza and the SH Figuarts 2.0 Proud Namekian Warrior Piccolo, which is a great figure. I do also believe that Demoniacal Fit showcased a prototype or an image of them making this Piccolo as well as a clone. I might be wrong, but I think they did. Here he is standing next to the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super version of Trunks and the SH Figuarts 2.0 Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Blue Vegito or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, and this does have the Class E Adventure Super Saiyan head sculpt on the body. Lastly, for some extras, here he is standing next to the Mafex or Metacom Toys Avengers Infinity War Captain America and the Marvel Legends PS4 Gamerverse Spider-Man. So to be honest, I have to say that this is a very meh figure release for me. Not that there's any issues with it. I don't have any problems with this guy at all. I made sure to take a bunch of photos and pose him around just to be sure that I didn't have any QC issues that might have came up, just so I could discuss them in the final thoughts once I got to this part. But no, I had no issues with this figure. Everything works fine. The joints, they don't feel flimsy. The figure poses very well. He's not stiff. He's not extremely loose. I think they did a great job. In terms of why I say it's meh, I just think it's a release that personally they could have kept, or it's just one that I don't really care for. Now, who knows? There have been a ton of these clones showing up in the game, and so some people might want to get this figure in army build, or if you decide you want to build a clone army, I know for a fact they are making Vegeta. I think they showed Piccolo as well, but yeah, I don't know if Tamashii Nations is going to do all of those, but I mean, it is what it is. The main reason I'm getting rid of this guy is because I do have the Tamashii Nations version on pre-order. I've paid for it and everything, so there's really no point in me holding on to this one. So I just figured, why not pass it off to someone who might need it, just because somehow the Tamashii Nations version did end up selling out, even though there were so many people in the comments saying they weren't going to get it. But yeah, I mean, he's cool. If you can get your hands on him, I definitely recommend picking him up. He's very cheap. I think I paid about $43 for this guy. I got him from 5K Toys. I will leave the link in the description below. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this review. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe wherever you are. Bye. Now, big thank you to everyone who watched all the way to the end of the video. As I did say, you will be able to win everything that you see on screen. I'm going to make it extremely simple, therefore we don't have any issues. I'm going to try to have this knocked out within the next couple of days. So I'm thinking it's going to be the upcoming Thursday. I will have this shipped to whoever the winner is. Now, to win, it's as simple as it gets. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I can definitely check. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at Animated Heroes. Then go to my very last post. I will show it on here so you guys can see which post to comment on. And comment Abomination. That's all you have to do. Subscribe to me on here. Follow me on Instagram and comment on my last post, the one that I show Abomination. I will be picking the winner sometime early on Wednesday. I will tag you and I will definitely send you a message so that I can get your address. I do want to keep it limited to the US right now. I'm sorry to all of my other viewers. I just want to keep it limited right now. But if you're in the US, definitely this shouldn't be a problem for you. So just make sure you're doing those three things. Subscribe to me on here, follow me on Instagram, comment on my last post Abomination. I will be sending you a message on Wednesday, and I am going to do a drawing as well. It's going to be fair for everyone. Everyone's going to have a chance. But I will be sending you a message on Wednesday to let you know that you won. You send me your address and I'll have it out to you either Thursday if I reach you by then. If I don't reach you by Thursday, I'll have it out Friday or whenever you get back to me. But yeah, keeping it simple, keeping it easy. I do hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe wherever you are, and peace.